Alright, I'm here, my cousin Andrea. My cousin Andrea will talk in a minute. My mom was actually her godmother. My mom and my dad were her godparents. And that's a picture of my mom, Carol, you know, when she was a little younger than when she passed. She didn't like taking too many pictures. But, you know, sometimes when I'm on this trip, purposely I try to, whenever I think about my mom, which is every day, I try to block it out and think of something else, because as soon as I start thinking of her, I start to cry. And I'm supposed to be strong on this trip, and I'm not supposed to be crying. But just to tell you, you know, goodness, you know, everybody talks about fighting a good fight and everything, and my mom didn't even have a chance to fight. My mom went into the hospital, and basically the next day they called us up and told us she had a pancreatic cancer and they wouldn't be able to give her any treatment or surgery. It was too far gone. My mom wasn't even able to fight those 3 weeks. So basically, after my mom went into the hospital, it was hard for me, you know, just to watch my mom basically to die. I just stayed there at the hospital for those 3 weeks watching her die. I couldn't do nothing about it. I could barely do anything to ease her pain. The pain was so hard for her. When she passed away, she was about 30 pounds. And the day I decided, at the end of the 3rd week, that I decided to finally go to work, because I thought, you know, hey, you know what, I asked my mom every day for her to be awake when I went to go home and take a shower, and I'd come back and she'd be awake and she'd be there. The last thing I remember of my mom was feeding her droplets of water one at a time, because if we gave her any more she would choke. So it's the last memory I have of my mom. I wasn't able to say goodbye to her, and I really wish I was there to see her breathe her last breath. But I got to the hospital about 12 o'clock, 12:30. She had died at 12 o'clock midnight, and on the 25th of July, and I never really got to say goodbye to her. And just very angry sometimes, but that's my mom, Carol, right there, and I miss her. And I wish I had so basically what I'm doing this for is to tell everybody that if you have a mom or a dad, you know, and you know, my mom and I, we got along. It's just, you know, we had a small place, a small apartment where I had grown up with her. It was kind of hard to be there because it was a studio apartment, and there was a bunch of us. There was like 4 of us at one point. And I'll just tell you all that, you know, I saw my mom a handful of times before she passed. And the only other thing I remember the last few days of my mom is when I walked into the hospital and she told me not to cry, that she'll be okay. And you know, that's it. You know, I just also been listening to this song. It's been kind of getting me choked up. But
I heard the news today. It came out of nowhere. Wish I could run away, but where would I go? Is this my destiny? Something's a wonder. What will become of me? God only knows. And they say the road to heaven.
I love you, Mom. I miss you so much. And
back through hell. Maybe tonight,
I'm gonna see you again one day.
maybe tomorrow we'll win this fight and
I love
bury
you
this
so bad.
sorrow. We're so alive,
But
still holding on.
like it says, I gotta hold on.
Ready to
You know, I gotta keep it moving for everybody surviving out there, Mom,
so
and everybody else suffering. So I'm sorry if I didn't I wasn't there to say goodbye to you, but I need you on this trip. And I know I don't speak to you as much because if I do, I feel like I'll not be as strong as I should be. And I just want to tell you that I'm sorry if I hadn't been there all the time like I was supposed to. Mitch, Burke, I miss you too. Brian, everybody.
Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, we'll win this fight.
My mom was a good mom. She taught me how to be responsible, to be loving, just like my dad taught me. And I love my pop so much. What's up, Pop? Everything good in me is because of my parents. It's because of you, Mom. It's because of my pops. You guys taught me a lot, and I never got to say thank you, or I never got to find out all the things I wanted to find out. I never got to ask you all the questions I wanted to ask you, and now I'll never get to ask you. So sometimes you can see why I'm angry.
Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, we'll win this fight.
I love you, Mom.
And bury this sorrow, so we're so alive. Still holding on.
It's my baby right here. Let's see where she at. It's my mom's goddaughter. It's my cousin Andrea.
I love her.
She loved Andrea very much, and I know she missed her all the time. But
she knows. She's looking down to us.
Love you, Mama. Andrea's there talking a little bit, and let's see ya. What will become of all the people that are suffering? So many people out there suffering, and so many people that passed away, you know. Can I say, I just need prayers out there, not for me, just for my mom, for Mitch, for Andrew McDonough, for Caden, for Donovan, for Brian Hussey, for Leslie. Leslie's a friend of mine in Miami. Leslie, you hear me, Leslie? If you can hear this, you know, Leslie Osa, got your back. Rwanda, my 32-year survivor. I love you. I love all you guys. Thank you all for making this possible and supporting me. Mikey Santos, Max Santos from Aventura, and Max Music, Joe, Marino, Mikey Fortuna, Mega Mike, you know what I mean? Pablo, all my friends, everybody supporting me. Appreciate it. People have been asking me why I'm doing this trip, you know. Sometimes I question myself, you know. Why am I doing it, you know? Am I gonna make that difference? Basically, I just don't want I want people to have that shot that my mom did. My mom didn't have that chance to fight. She didn't have that chance. And if any little bit that I do, I accomplish here, even if it's very little, if it's something, then I did my part. Just so any children don't have to suffer like that. And anybody at all. I'm gonna live strong, alright?